So I gave a talk recently at a security conference, and in my fact-finding, I found that 80% of new developers on GitHub use GitHub Copilot within the first week. That's 80% of new developers with potentially not much software engineering experience, getting hands-on with AI code and potentially seeing code that they might not be able to understand or appreciate that it's pulling in packages or code from other locations. And it's of course worth remembering that at any time, that code, those libraries, those packages could contain vulnerabilities. In the Black Duck report that recently came out, 76% of companies admitted that even though they have policies against AI usage in development, they acknowledge it's probably being used anyway. So the median file count for projects in software development have gone up about 24% year on year. That means more files that developers and senior engineers have to review before they get merged into production. That means there's a gulf growing between the rate at which we can develop and generate code against the speed at which we can actually review it. And this gulf is making it easier for people to click approve without really going through everything and understanding what the AI has generated. And that leaves a really large gap for vulnerable libraries, packages, borrowed code, shadow dependencies, where a library is actually pulled in by its source code, not by its library reference. And that just makes having a good artifact management solution absolutely vital in today's day and age.
So what is slopsquatting? It's a lot like typosquatting. Most people are aware typosquatting is when a hacker will target a human. So what do humans typically get wrong? They spell things wrong. When they're pulling in a dependency or a package, they might spell it a particular way, maybe a common misspelling, especially because a lot of these packages have normal words in them. And so a hacker will target that. The difference between typosquatting and slopsquatting is that slopsquatting is aimed at agents or AI assistants. These AI agents will get things wrong as well in a different way. They hallucinate, they make up these different packages. And unfortunately, there are patterns in the way that these models will come up with package names, and hackers can identify those ahead of time. And so what they'll do is they'll create a package that is exactly the same as what a model might hallucinate. For slopsquatting, a lot of the same security solutions apply here as well. You have your cooldown periods, your cooldown policies that are going to stop you from pulling in packages that are completely brand new. You also have your malicious package policies. So if you have a policy that is looking for a malicious package, by the time you're pulling it in, again, if you have cooldown policies, by the time you're pulling it in, the malicious package will be identified by threat intelligence. Something like Cloudsmith is pulling in that intelligence automatically. And so you have that protection at the registry.
We're living in an age of agentic now. So we have these agent-type technologies and they can do autonomous tasks. And this is really great. One of the things they can solve is they can scan for known vulnerabilities. They can also identify where fixes available and they can go and make those fixes. This is all brilliant because this is saving time from humans. Problem with these agentic technologies, unless you define strict rules or kind of guidance for them, they could also pull software dependencies from the public internet, something we're trying to avoid. So defining rules and best practices and defining these guardrails around agentic systems to say, fundamentally, we only want to pull packages from a safe, secure, private registry where we've set certain additional levels of control is a great first step. Also, you really can't remove the human element from the process, which is to say a human at the end of the day will vet and approve the changes made by this LLM, even if the agentic system is, of course, saving us lots of time.